Choosing a skill that is in high demand is a great way to find client faster, which is very important, especially if you are just starting your freelancing career. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 freelancing skills that are in high demand, and if you can provide any one of those services, your chances of getting client fast is going to be much better. Before we get started, I'm going to say this. The services that I'm going to mention in this video require specific skills in order to deliver a good job. But before you go ahead and start saying, oh, you don't have the right skills, you are out of here, I want you to ask yourself this question. Is there any skill in the world that you learn perfectly from day one and be 100% perfect at it? The answer is no. If you learn how to speak another language, you have to learn from a beginning. You have to learn gradually in order to become perfect at it. If you know how to ride a bike, you have to learn from day one and be good at it. Whatever skill you know how to do, you had to learn from day one. Think of it like getting a new job. If you get a new job, you are not going to be perfect at that job. You had to start from the beginning. You had to learn from other employees. You had to learn day by day in order to become perfect at it. So even if you don't have the skills that I'm going to mention in this video, if you are willing to learn, all you need is a willingness to learn. Okay, with that in mind, we are going to start with the very first service, which is vertical video editing. Video editing is one of the services that are in constant high demand, and for that reason, there are many freelancers who are offering video editing services, and that can contribute in making it hard for new freelancers to get clients. Also, video editing, if you want to start out in video editing, you might want to learn how to do some extensive video editing. You might want to learn how to use softwares like DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere Pro. All of this takes time. And if you have no background in video editing, this can take you 100 hours to learn. That is why I recommend you start with vertical video editing. What is a vertical video? A vertical video is a video that you find in YouTube Short, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. And what do you need in order to learn and become a vertical video editor? All you need to learn is you need to learn how to listen to a long form video, usually 10-minute video, and find some interesting portion of the video that are under 1 minute. Because usually vertical videos are under 1 minute. So you learn how to find an interesting portion of a video and cut out 1 minute, less than 1 minute part of the video, and learn how to add those interesting colorful subtitles to the video. That is all you need to learn in order to become a vertical video editor. To find an example, go to the YouTube Short section of this channel, and if you know how to do that, then you can become a vertical video editor. And you can edit vertical videos with even your mobile phone. You can use softwares like CapCut in order to cut a long form video into a short form video and change the dimension, and also add those colorful interesting subtitles to the video. You can also use AI softwares to create vertical video editors. You can use a software like Opus.pro or Video.ai in order to turn a long form video into a vertical short form videos. And those AI softwares are also going to add the subtitles for you. So that is why it is very easy to learn vertical video editing. And with the rise of YouTube Short, the demand for vertical video editors are increasing. Also because most of the professional video editors are offering just video editing services. That's why if you separate yourself and offer just vertical video editing, you will have a higher chance of getting a client compared to if you just offer video editing services. The next service is podcast management. What is podcast management? Managing people's podcast. There are many podcasts, there are many new podcasts every single day. Some people do video podcasts, some people do audio podcasts, some people do both. And what are the services you are going to offer if you become a podcast manager? Well, first you will be offering audio editing, video editing, guest research, transcription, probably email marketing. There are many things included in podcast management. So if you choose to become a podcast manager, what you need to do is first you need to learn audio editing, and you can learn audio editing very easily. You can use a free software like Audacity and learn how to remove bad tech, learn how to remove unwanted part from an audio, learn how to add background music, learn how to remove background noise, and learn how to add some cool features in Audacity. And you can learn how to use Audacity within just a few hours. You will also need to learn video editing. And when I say video editing, I don't mean you have to learn a software like DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere Pro. Podcast videos usually doesn't require too much editing. All you need to learn is learn how to remove unwanted part from the video. For example, the client might make mistake when they are recording. What you need to do is You need to listen and watch the video, find that mistake and delete that mistake. You might also want to learn how to add some background music to the video. And this is usually what you are going to need in order to edit a podcast video. And you can do all of this with a free and easy to use software like Shortcut. You can even do this on your mobile phone. You might also want to learn podcast guest research. And what that means is you can go to a website like Listen Note and find other podcasts similar to your client podcast. And you send them an email to invite them to be a guest on your client podcast. You can also send them an email to introduce your client to be a guest on their show. So what you need to do if you want to become a podcast manager is do a research and find all the services that are included in podcast management and choose the services that you are willing to start offering as a podcast manager. And the podcast industry is continuously getting bigger. Last few months, YouTube introduced podcast feature on their platform. So that is an indication that the podcast industry is continuously going to get bigger and the demand for podcast management is going to keep increasing. The next service is virtual assistants. What is a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is an individual offering administrative support to clients, usually on an hourly basis. Usually, the main job of a virtual assistant is to take on some of the time-consuming tasks from your client to-do list. That means you save them time to focus on doing other things. Some of the services that virtual assistant offer include email management, online bookings, scheduling appointment, bookkeeping, website maintenance, email marketing, and many other things depending on your skills. And virtual assistant doesn't usually require some advanced level of skills because the main focus is to save your client time. So most of the clients who are looking for a virtual assistant, they are looking for someone who they can outsource the time-consuming tasks from their business. So they are not usually looking for someone who's advanced level of skills. They just want someone who can do the tasks. And most of the tasks that virtual assistant offer doesn't require some advanced level of skills. These are some things that you can learn within a few days in order to start delivering a good job. And being a virtual assistant has many benefits, especially for Africans. For example, me as a Nigerian, I can charge $10 per hour and still have a really nice amount of money. But if someone from, let's say, US or Canada or UK charge $10 per hour, they are going to have to work like 100 hours per week in order to manage their expenses. So for that reason, many clients, especially if they don't have that much of a budget, they are willing to hire someone from Africa, Philippines, India or any other country that are going to charge less than if they hire someone from the US, Canada or UK. The next service is YouTube video editing. I know editing a YouTube video requires adding some nice animations, adding some jump cuts, adding some titles, in some cases even color grading. So if you want to become a YouTube video editor, I will recommend you learn how to use a software like DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere Pro. DaVinci Resolve is free, so I will recommend you start with DaVinci Resolve. That is if you have no background in video editing. It is going to take you a little bit of time in order to learn DaVinci Resolve, but the skills are worth it because the demand for video editors, YouTube video editors are increasing. And YouTube video editing is a recurring service. It's a service that you are going to be offering on a continuous basis to one client. If you find one client who need a YouTube video editor, they are going to be giving you a project probably every single week. So that means you can work with just a few clients. You don't have to worry about getting new clients every single month. So if you choose to become a YouTube video editor, you need to learn how to use a professional video editor. If you learn how to use a professional video editor, and if you can create some nice videos, then you are not going to worry about getting new clients. Because if you find one client, they are going to be giving you project on a continuous basis. That is, if you find 2 clients, if you find 3 clients, so it is going to be easier for you to reach your income goal. Okay, the next service is landing page design. What is a landing page? A landing page is a specific web page which is targeted in promoting a specific offer or specific product. For example, if someone is teaching virtual assistant how to start their virtual assistant business, they are going to have a landing page to promote their offer. And a landing page usually has a web address, for example, www.learnvirtualassistant.com. And on the page, they are going to display their information, all the information about themselves, and all the information about their offer, including the pricing and how to sign up for their offer. So that is what a landing page is. And what do you need in order to become a landing page designer? Well, the first thing you need is to pick a platform. There are many platforms to create a landing page. You can create a landing page on WordPress, you can do Squarespace, you can do Unbounce, you can do ClickFunnels. There are many places to host a landing page. So the first thing you need to do is pick a platform and learn how to create a landing page on that platform. And when you pick the platform, you learn how to create a landing page on that platform, you can start looking for clients. So those are the top services that I recommend for new freelancers which are in high demand. And like I said in the beginning of this video, these services require some specific skills. So what you need to do is pick one service that you know you are capable of learning, and you put in the time and go to YouTube, go to Google, do whatever you want to do and learn how to deliver a good job on that service, and you will be on the right path to finding client faster. If you enjoy the video, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.